connecting to cloud server, recording. Yay. This is Thursday, September 3rd and Friday, September 4th. As we're getting into all of our wonderful stuff for today, we do have a quiz coming up here in a little bit. For a lot of you guys who are watching this at home, the video will stop a little bit early because there's no point you watching other kids take the quiz. But before we get to quiz, there are things I am going to try and cover with you to try and help you out and make you somewhat smartical along those lines. We're going to do more practicey things and stuff like that to try and help you out. Today is Team Thursday. If you're, for some reason, my other classes watching this one, I don't know why you would be, but you can always send me a picture. If you're part of my class I'm staring at right now, tomorrow for FJH Spirit Friday, you can wear the FJH Spirit wear or red and black. You're more than welcome to send me a picture and I can give you house points. Those of you who are on my cross-country team and cheated by wearing your uniform, yes, you could wear that uniform again tomorrow. Nicely done. What? Mr. Broviak, it's like you just gave us a hint. I know. Emma, did you know you're trying to join my room again? Is that the real you or a fake you? Because it says Emma. Oh, Emma just disappeared. So I'm assuming that's the real Emma trying to come in, not a fake Emma. We'll find out if a fake Emma comes in. So you guys can send me a picture tomorrow, and I can still give you credit for it and still put you onto CTV and all kinds of fun stuff like that. Now to our stuff for today. For the most part, not for the most part, bad news. I have officially assigned you guys IXL homework, but don't do it yet. The reason being, don't look so sad, Sophie. I didn't say I stepped on a kitten. I just said I gave you IXL homework. It's not quite tier worthy because I've still got to get to the good news. So if you go to, or when you go to IXL, you're going to see two English assignments on there. G.3, which was my rap name in college, trace an argument for 10 points, or K.3, evidence of supporting a claim, which is also worth 10 points. Much like in math, you have to get a SMART score of 80 plus in order to qualify and be done. Don't go for 100% because apparently you can keep going forever and ever and ever. Even if you get to 100%, it just keeps on going and does not stop. So all you have to do is get to an 80 plus, screenshot, turn it in, and then you should be getting there. I do know the horrors of IXL because at one of my English meetings, we had to do it. I officially got assigned one. I had to sit there and do the thing where it started off like 2 options and then like the 3 options. It was like 25 options. I sat there and cried and stuff like that. So I'm aware of IXL, but I'm also aware of the horrors of doing homework, which is why you see the good news on there, which is like, I don't know, probably down there somewhere, wherever you have my screen. The good news is if you get an 85% or higher on the CARE quiz, which I think is a 25 out of 29, then you automatically get A's on the homework. So you have to submit it before Sunday night. If you wait until after Sunday to turn in the quiz, you cannot get out of the homework. Even if you get a perfect score, if somehow you manage to get like a 50 out of 29, and I'm like, oh my God, you're so smart. That's impossible. You're still going to have to end up doing the IXL homework because it's a responsibility thing. Get it done before then, and then I just automatically give you 10 out of 10s on both of those. So that's my goal today, is to help you practice and get there. So we're going to do one more practice round to try and make you smart with a new thing. Oh, hang on. I got to spit out my gum. I'm back. Sorry. It got to that point where like it started dissolving in my mouth. I'm like, ah, it was all disgusting. Sorry, didn't mean to like bond on that one. Sorry. TMI. All right. So now let's care about nonfiction again. Claim, argument, reasons, and evidence. On the quiz, I keep putting this link on there. Multiple, like I think every question it says, would you like to use the cheat sheet? Click here. On every question, it's almost like I'm trying to help you by getting you to use the cheat sheet. So because that's what I'm kind of trying to do to get you guys there. All right. Now, what we're getting ready to do, because on your quiz, what you have to do is you're going to read an article for a part of the questions, and then you have to come up with the correct claim, argument, reasons, and evidence. On the quiz, it's an article that you have to read about a teacher who played Fortnite with his students and got fired for it. And so that's what's going to be on the actual quiz. But for our practice one, I found another article we're going to practice with real quick. This article is about a mom who got her 12-year-old daughter a tattoo. And so we're going to get into and read about that. I know, I'm excited also. You're like, Mr. Broviak, I want to get a tattoo. I'm 12 also. Well, let's find out about how to tattoo a child. So as we go through it, I'm going to try and help you out. Oh, there it is. If you want to look at the article on your own, or if you're 12 right now and wanting to get a tattoo and you want to be able to convince your parents, the tattoo article is on my Canvas page, and you can just go there and download it. But for those of you who paid attention yesterday in BEST, when they were going through and talking about your different learning styles, some of you guys are visual learners. So, ta-da! I'm going to have it on the screen in front of you for you to look at, and you can read along with us. For those of you who are auditory learners, I'm going to read it out loud, so you get to listen to my melodic voice, as you get to sort of get entranced as I go along. For those of you who are hands-on learners, go find a needle and get a pen, like a writing utensil, and take the needle and stick it into the pen. And then while we're talking, I need you to just jab it into your arm to give yourself a tattoo. And then when your parents yell at you later, go, no, it's okay, because I learned in BEST that I am a hands-on learner, and we were learning about kids getting tattoos. So this is my learning tattoo. And then your parents legally can't yell at you. So you're good to go. That's my present to you. I would say probably make like a smiley face or something like that, but to each their own. So now, I think I may have issues. All right, so now I'm going to get into reading about a mom, and I'm going to stop like every little bit to sort of like break things down, because normally if you were here in class, we'd get to have conversations, but you guys are just staring at me. I think you should get a gummy bear Bart Simpson tattoo. I have no idea what a gummy bear Bart Simpson tattoo would look like, but when you finally come to class, Sasha, I'm looking forward to finding out what it is. I hope you get that tattoo really soon and you get to flex on the other kids. All right, so let's begin. Mom arrested over 12-year-old daughter's tattoo. The mother of a 12-year-old girl has been arrested after a Jesus Loves tattoo was spotted on her daughter's shoulder. The tattoo, which also featured a blue-green cross, was seen by a fifth-grade teacher at Arnco Sargent Elementary in Noonan, Georgia, during a school dance when the girl wore a strapless dress, according to 11 Alive Atlanta. The teacher called the police to report it. Each of the parents had a different story, and it boiled down to, frankly, just finger-pointing. Lieutenant Jason Fettner of the Coweta County Sheriff's Office told the news station. The girl originally told authorities that her father forced her to get the tattoo and that it angered her mother. Later, the girl reportedly changed her story to say that she had wanted to get the tattoo. The father, meanwhile, told authorities that his daughter had gotten the tattoo at a Super Bowl party. This was confirmed by a video of tattoo artist Brenda Gaddy tattooing several people there, including a number of minors, said Fettner, the police officer. It's difficult to imagine how, as a parent, you think it's appropriate to supervise or allow someone to give your child a tattoo at that age. Now, time out. I'm assuming a lot of you guys have questions at this point. Like, Mr. Broviak, I've got so many issues with it. I'm sure you do. To help you out real quick. Oh, Valerie's coming back in. One, yes, she is 12 years old. Is she in fifth grade? I don't think so. From what I can understand from looking up stuff, I believe this was an elementary that did kindergarten through sixth grade. So it was like kindergarten through sixth grade all in the same school. So I think she was a sixth grader, but she went to a school dance, and it was a fifth grade teacher who saw her. I don't think she was necessarily 12 in fifth grade. I mean, you can be. Some kids are old in that grade, but I think she was at sixth grade. And some of you guys were 12 in sixth grade. Some of you guys are 11 in seventh grade. So numbers aren't really all that super important as we get into it from there. But Mr. Broviak, were her shoulders exposed? Her shoulders were exposed because apparently this is why we have a school dress code. So when you guys get that giant flaming phoenix tattoo on your back, we can't see it and have your parents get arrested. So we make you cover your shoulders to keep you safe. So that's why we keep your shoulders covered and stuff like that. You get to yell at me in a moment, Sydney, hang on. And then the other part of it was trying to figure out in there, apparently, she tried to tell the police that her father made her get the tattoo because, yes, that's a thing that dads do. They're like, boo-boo, you're 12. Let's get ink done. And they take you down to the tattoo parlor. I'm guessing what she did was this thing that kids do called lying. And then she freaked out because apparently the truth was she was at a Super Bowl party, and that's where they got the tattoo done.
Mr. Broviak, why would they do that at a Super Bowl party?
Well, if you're not aware of it, sometimes big people at Super Bowl parties drink liquids that make them make poor choices. We call this poor choice liquid. And sometimes when they drink poor choice liquid, bad things happen, like tattooing babies and stuff like that. So apparently it comes back to haunt them. Sydney, I feel like I've answered every question you could possibly have. Why would you want to yell at me, Sydney?
I thought it was legal for minors to get tattoos if they had parents' approval.
It depends from state to state. And oh my goodness, it's almost like it's going to be later in the article. We're going to talk about that kid who just wanted to yell at me. I know. Sydney, take right hand, apply to face, and turn. And so there you go. So you are correct. And they're going to get into that in a moment. And you can, but apparently you still have to be a certain age. You have to be, I think in Indiana, you can be 16 or 17 to get one with your parents. But even then, you can't take like your 4-year-old in there and have like a giant dragon like tattooed across their face. Be like, baby loves it. I still think they frown on that one, whether you like it or not. So yes, there are still some laws in there. Jean-Claude, are you raising your hand or are you just excited about tattooing babies? Jean-Claude, why do you want to tattoo a baby?
Okay, no. So, I played against this team, right? So we were playing up a grade, and so they were about 14, 15 years old, right? And he went up for a layup, and then went for the 3 free throw line, and there was like a tattoo on this shoulder, a tattoo on this shoulder. He was like 14 or 15.
I mean,
And then North
he'd been in
Carolina, there
prison.
were 7th graders that
There's bad parents in the world. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Colleen, why are you wanting to yell at me? I'm innocent. Look at my halo.
Tattoo parlors can also have their own rules on whether or not they tattoo children.
Also correct. Well, I mean, they can't like go beyond the state, but they can.
Well, yes.
Agree
But
to not tattoo you. Like it's up to the tattoo artist. If you come in with a 16-year-old, the tattoo artist will be like, hey, even if it's legal, I choose not to do it. You are correct. But they can't just go beneath the law and be like, we're tattooing babies here at Tattoos Are Us. They still tend to frown on that. You guys are really excited about trying to put, all right, my last one, Carson, and I have more information to get to. Greta, you're just going to have to wait to yell at me.
So one thing I don't get is the father didn't get arrested, but the mom did.
Yeah, they'll get a bit more into that in a moment. I have a feeling that mom and dad don't get along and that dad might not have been there for the tattooing and that mom was. But, parents, each their own. Jaden, I wish you luck with that cat. All right, let's get to more information as we continue on from there. Gaddy, that's the tattoo artist who was tattooing babies at the Super Bowl party. Gaddy was arrested along with the girl's mom, Emmy Nolan, who was age 35, who was charged with being a party to a crime. All right. Real quick on that one, because I had kids get confused. Like, Mr. Broviak, they were partying? Partying at a crime? That's not what party to a crime means. It means like an accomplice to a crime, like they were connected to it. It's like, oh, that's not nearly as excited. Well, I'm not trying to stop you from partying at your crime scenes. You're like, well, that was my weekend plans. You go ahead and go out to your crime scene and party. Don't let me be one to judge, but that's just not what they're referring to here. I think it's unfortunate in that the child actually wanted to get the tattoo, said Fettner. And by the way, I do have a picture of the tattoo, and yes, I will show it to you in a moment. It's not like the child was forced to get the tattoo. I think it just comes down to bad parenting. The story of the Jesus Loves Tat sparked controversy on Facebook, where 11 Alive posted its report on Tuesday morning. Although tattooing minors is illegal in the state of Georgia. See, we got there. Georgia, sorry, Sydney, you're out of luck when you want to go down there and tattoo a bunch of babies. Indiana, we're pro-baby tattooing. Georgia is not. And laws vary by state, with some allowing the tattooing of minors with parental consent. Indiana is one of them. The Post asked its readers, are tattoos under the age of 18 appropriate? We're asking because a mom was charged after her 5th grader got this tattoo at a Super Bowl party. So apparently the newspaper put this on Facebook because they're like, hey, let's watch people argue with each other because that's always entertaining. Some answered in black and white terms, including one woman who noted, the point of it being appropriate or not is not the issue. It is against the law. There are some things that people just have to wait on. There is a consequence to the action of allowing the child to do it and the artist for doing it. Another said, under 18 is not acceptable. Kids are impulsive and unable to make proper decisions on their own. Just look at how ugly that tattoo is. She's going to regret it later. The mother should be charged. That's irresponsible parenting. Two things with that. One, again, I'm going to show you the tattoo in a moment so you get to make your own choice. Two, on that last lady, I can't tell if she's upset that the kid got a tattoo or that the mom allowed her to get an ugly tattoo. It seems like she's more upset about how ugly the tattoo is rather than the tattooing of it. She's like, well, if it'd been like a pretty ladybug, every little girl should have a pretty ladybug tattoo, but like ugly ones, who wants ugly tattoos? So I can't quite tell which way the lady was going on that one. All right, last part of the article, and let me show you a picture of the tattoo. There's your picture of the tattoo on that one. So try, wow, watching your guys' expressions there. Try not to be too judgy on this one. Apparently, Jesus loves. Now, we don't know if Jesus loves crosses or Jesus loves her or Jesus loves everybody. It's rather kind of vague, but it's still there, right? And wow, you guys are so judgy with your faces on that one. Apparently, you agree with that lady about, well, I mean, that's just an ugly tattoo. Wow. As another commenter said, at that age, no way. I was in my mid-20s when I got my first tattoo, and I'm glad I waited that long. I knew of someone who would do tattoos for kids when I was a teenager, but I never had the guts to do it. If I had, I would have been stuck forever with something silly and could have gotten a nasty infection. But others had more surprising reactions. It's perfectly legal and socially acceptable for mothers to abort their children, but it's illegal and socially unacceptable for mothers to get their child a tattoo? How does that make sense? Yeah, I agree. That was a wee bit of a jump for her to go on that one, from like aborting a child to getting a tattoo, but you know, different people. Finally, though, was the comment from a mother who said her own 15-year-old had just decided to get a tattoo to honor his recently deceased father. So don't judge people, she wrote, because you never know what their story is. So there's end of it. Now, as much as I would love to give you guys a chance to yell at me, as I see many of you trying to yell at me, I have to move on so we can get more learning in. If we were in person, you would have a chance to yell at me about this article, but we have to move on to more learning and getting practice and stuff like that. Just let the article settle in deep into your heart and just think about how badly you want to get your own tattoo. Use this as your evidence and reasoning when you talk to your parents tonight around the dinner table and they're serving you a heaping pile of pasta. And you're like, you know what would go really well with this pasta? A Jesus loves tattoo. And they're like, what are you? And you just pull out and you just slap it down. You're like, boom, right there. And you're welcome. I've now helped you get your tattoo done. Kyla, it's not my fault you came in late and you're confused about why we're tattooing children. I'm not calling on you. You're just going to have to roll with it and nod your head. Be like, yes, Mr. Broviak, I am pro baby tattooing. So here's where we're going to get into our learning. So first off, so I've added in a new symbol. You now have 4 different options to choose from. We have thumbs up, we have clappy hands, we have heart bubble, and I've added in a new one, which is crying face. This is my ASL for crying face, because I'm pretty sure that that's what it is. Even people, if you know what ASL is, I'm almost positive. If you see someone who is deaf and you do this at them, it does not mean they have worms coming out of their eyes. It means they're crying. I'm pretty sure. Let me know if that works next time you see someone. All right, so here's what's going to happen. I'm going to read you these and tell me which argument works best for the article. Okay, is it, why would a parent do something so dumb like this when they'll get arrested? Or is it okay for a parent to have their own kid get a tattoo done if the parent is okay with it? Or should kids under the age of 18 be allowed to get permanent tattoos with parent permission? Or getting a tattoo when you are a minor is just a dumb thing to do, even if you have bad parents? All right, now you get to throw your symbols up there. Let's see, some of you guys voted early, which means you can't vote while I'm reading it. Greta, that just means you're celebrating again. Greta's just excited to get a tattoo. Oh my goodness, Greta. All right, most of you, nicely done. You threw heart symbol on that one. On the first one, why would a parent do something so dumb like this when they get arrested? That is a question, but doesn't actually connect to the overall information in the article. The second one, clappy hands, that one would work, except there's no capital letter and no period. So because of that, you can't choose clappy hands. And then the heart bubble is just to taunt you. All right, now that we have argument, the next one is going to be claim. So let's check out claim. So which of these would work best for that article as a claim? No parent should allow their kid to get a tattoo if they're under the age of 18. The Jesus Loves tattoo is incredibly ugly, and no person, let alone a kid, should have to have that permanently on them. Authorities say the tattoo is done by a professional artist at a Super Bowl party, and minors should not be allowed to make their own decisions when it comes to getting permanent ink done on their body. All right, now you get to throw your vote so I can see where you guys are. Ooh, we've got all four options popping up. This means some of you guys are not. Owen, be careful. There's a kid sneaking up behind you. I don't want, oh, she almost broke your neck. I'm there to save your life. All right, and then speaking, some of you guys are going to struggle when it comes time for the quiz. Hello, robot. Yes, I see you sneaking up behind him there. You're adorable. I know, you're adorable. All right, to help you out on this one, if you threw this one, apparently you don't know what capital letters and periods are because there's no capital letter or period on that, so you can't choose thumbs up. Clappy hands, ooh, that is a lot of opinion, but that does not connect to the information in the article. Heart bubble, that is just a fact, and you can't use a fact as part of it. So don't you give me scrunchy face just because you, I know, mind explosion also. But oh, if it helps, you should be feeling this emotion instead of your heart bubble, because apparently that's the one that's going to work the best, because that is our opinion that can be backed up by fact. You can't start doing it now. Those of you who are so like, Mr. Brovey, I had it the whole time. You bunch of cheaters. Yeah, I saw you trying to throw it down now. All right, so after claim, next comes reasons. With reason, we have, which of these works best to the claim? If I, make sure you're paying attention to the claim. Minors should not be allowed to get tattoos. If that is our claim, which reason goes to that? Kids are impulsive and unable to make proper decisions on their own. Tattooing minors is still illegal in the state of Georgia. Don't judge people because you never know what their story is. And the tattoo is noticed when the girl wore a strapless dress to a school dance. Which of those is the best reason? Meaning you're appealing to my emotions, going to my emotions. All right. Yes, Greta, I got the idea of what you're trying to throw a bunch of information at me. Stop being so angry. All right, and then to there. And most of you, those of you who threw this one, that's a fact. Remember, reasons don't use facts as much. Reasons go to emotion. So you should have done this one. This is much more of your opinion. Where you're trying to go to my emotions. Good job, those of you who threw. No, you don't need a dance. It's not quite dance worthy just because you got that one right, but maybe it makes you, apparently it is dance worthy. All right, our last one, evidence. There we go. I kept the same answers. So the exact same answers as before. Let's see who's paid attention. Elena, I don't have emotions, but I do watch TV, and I see people on TV with emotions. All right, so now we get that. Greta, you're just randomly throwing symbols on. Those are all the symbols. Greta, you're failing on so many levels right now. Oh my goodness, I mean that the nicest. All right, and apparently Greta's just having a stroke. All right, and apparently Maddie is applauding. Maddie's happy you're having a stroke. She's applauding your stroke. Poor dead Greta. All right, oh, now you're sad. So on this one, your evidence should be the facts that appeal to my logic. And the one that appeals to my logic is this one. So if you threw clappy hands, nicely done. Those of you who are quickly changing, and all of a sudden now it's popping up on there. That's what, as I'm waiting for you. That's the wrong one, Steiner. You can't just all of a sudden throw it in late and be wrong. You're like doubling down on your wrongness. Oh my goodness, kids nowadays. All right, so now here's my last practice thing for you. Because those are all things that are going to be on the quiz. I mean, not those exact questions, because you're going to read a different article, but that type of thing. So here's the other thing you have to do on the quiz. You are going to have to put 4 statements in the correct order of argument first, then claim, then reason, then evidence. So in a moment, I'm going to have you tell me the order that these numbers should be in, because they're mixed up. So you're going to figure out which one of these is the argument, meaning it's the question that we're trying to answer, which is the claim, the opinion backed up by facts, which is the reason that appeals to our emotions, not my emotions, but other emotions, and which one is the evidence that is going to be proving a thing. And then in a moment, you're going to be typing it into chat, just the numbers, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's not the right answer. All right. Greta was the first. Greta, I apologize for making fun of you and all of your brain damage. You were the first one to get the correct answer in. Good job, Greta. Now you get to go to party. You get to party at a crime scene, Greta. All right. Rutsito, good job. Rye, good job. Maddie, good job. Savannah, now you get to dance. All right. And then Macna, there's the dancing. Macnall, good job. Connolly, oh, good job. Owen, you threw a letter in there. Owen, I think you might have had a stroke. Your first one is correct, Owen. Then your next three are like random. Sasha, good job. Carson, good job. Emma, good job. Wait, no, Emma, not good job. Emma, you got two of them mixed up. So you almost tricked me, Emma, but two of yours are flip-flopped. Now Owen comes in. Owen, two of yours are also flip-flopped, but you did figure out what numbers are. Don't you roll your eyes at me. Kyla, two of yours are flip-flopped also. By the way, and I'll explain in a moment how. And Olivia Ledford, wait. Yes, yours are correct. For some reason I agree, Owen. Oop. Allie, oop. All right. Maddie, again, I already answered. Colleen tagging in. And then, Elena. No, Elena. Bad Elena. Bad. Elena, you flip-flopped two of yours also. Schnipple with a party face. Hits doing well. All right. Greta, that's not a party face. Sydney. Sydney, you missed a number. You just have three numbers. Sydney, counting is, don't yell. Oh, scroll down. Okay. I saw, okay, I was getting ready to yell at you on that one. All right. Then Kyla, good job. And then Chase, you have two of yours flip-flopped. And I'm still scrolling. Oh my God, there's so many. All right, I have to keep scrolling. All right. Let me just go ahead and give it to you. I was going to stop making fun of kids. All right. So you should have had 3, 4, 2, 1. To help you out, I'm going to make sure no bouncing. Down with your bouncing and your dancing. Should minors be allowed to get tattoos? Should be starting off with your argument into the question, and then you have your claim where you make your statement, which is an opinion. Kids should never be allowed to get permanent ink done. 2 and 1 is where I tried to mess you up, and this is what I did on the quiz. If you'll notice at number 2, it's a reason, but I put numbers in the reason because I know a lot of you are lazy, and when it says reason and evidence, you're just going to look for numbers and automatically choose it. So I put numbers in my, don't you give me that face, Evelyn. So I put numbers in my reasoning, and then I put no numbers in my evidence. Well, there is a number. I just typed it out. So I'm going to see how many of you guys are lazy when it comes to doing this. And the answer for many of you is, Mr. Broviak, I'm lazy. Me, I'm the lazy one. I'm aware. We're going to find out in a moment when you take the quiz. I'm just telling you, be careful of stuff like that. Because again, you have 2 chances to take the quiz, and your goal is to get over the 85%. And I mean, by itself, CARE is not hard. You know, claim, agreement, reasoning, and evidence. So I had to make it tricky by seeing if you read the directions or not. Oh, this is a random picture that a kid sent me that they drew of me, and it made me smile because it felt like I was looking in the mirror. Plus, I'm wearing high heels in the picture, and I did not know how the kid knew I wore high heels, only on the weekends, but apparently he's been following me along. High heels make me feel pretty, so it worked out really well on that one. All right, so here's where the quiz comes in. Now it is going to be quiz time. You can find the quiz and assignments after 1 o'clock today. You can find it in announcements. You can also find it on today's date. You can also find it on to do over on the right-hand side. And so that's where you're going to find the quiz. When you go to the quiz, remember you have 2 shots at it. Your goal is to finish both shots before Sunday because you have to get over an 85% by Sunday night because Monday morning I started assigning the IXL and telling you whether you have to do it or not. There is an article on there which you can click and then read. You won't need the article until question 11. The last 4 are going to deal with that article. The first 10 are going to be random questions about claim and stuff like that. The last 4 connect to the article. And then on there, read the directions, and then you take the quiz. You're going to see 1 question at a time, but you can jump around to any question you want, and you can go back and change question or answers if you want to. But I have it just 1 question at a time to try and help you out as you go through. and every question says use the cheat sheet to try and help you. My goal is stay here because I can watch you as you take the quiz, but go ahead and go over now and begin the quiz, because if you have questions, I can help you. So I'm going to, wait, last thing I have for you is this, which just says directions. I'm going to keep the Zoom open. Directions, don't be the kid I'm able to trick because you don't read the directions. So directions, directions, directions. Then those of you who are watching at home, here is where I stop the video because this covers all the important stuff. If you're watching at home, go take the quiz, finish it before Sunday night. I'm giving you until Sunday to get it done. Those of you here, stop recording.